Denotation, connotation, and myth are very important in the world of semiotics. Semiotics is a study of signs, symbols, and signification, and from semiotics comes a signifier, defined as any material thing that signifies, and a signified, the concept that a signifier refers to. Altogether, the signifier and the signified make up denotation and connotation. Denotation is the most basic or literal meaning of a sign, and connotation is the secondary cultural meanings or signs that are used as signifiers for a secondary meaning. The pairing of those terms can instigate a myth. A myth of a photo can be translated as the hidden cultural values and conventions through which meanings are made to seem natural or universal. Utilizing these semiotic notations, pictures and posters can be tailored to send the perfect message. For example, propaganda posters were frequently used in the 20th century and famous because the use of connotation and denotation were perfectly tailored to current political events or wars. Propaganda posters are so famous and pervasive they remained around years after their desired use, and are redesigned and manipulated to fit a different call to action. Some famous ones you might recognize are Uncle Sam wanting you for the U.S. Army or Rosie the Riveter. But during World War II, Britain put on a propaganda campaign that was one of the most successful, deceiving, and surprising campaigns the world has ever seen, proving how well the use of semiotics can make anyone a fool. When sugar was rationed to 8 ounces per week, some vegetable alternatives were introduced and pushed to the public. In Britain's campaign, they specifically marketed carrots to consumers and advertised that carrots helped one see better in the dark. And while the science is true that carrots hold a heavy dose of vitamin A that is good for eye health, it is not proven to correct your vision enough to help you see in the dark. Seeing in the dark was specifically targeted as a benefit because Germany often struck under the cover of darkness during the 1940 Blitzkrieg. One night fighter ace named John Cunningham, nicknamed Cat's Eyes, was the first to shoot down an enemy plane. He later racked up 20 kills, 19 of which were at night. The ministry told newspapers that the reason for their success was because pilots like Cunningham ate an excess of carrots. In Britain's most popular poster advertising carrots, they show John Cunningham hiding in the dark trying to spot enemy planes. Through denotation, all we see is a soldier hiding in the dark of the night with the lights glaring behind him. We can read the blaring title, Night Sight, can mean life or death. Down below we see a yellow box stressing vitamin A for a healthy night sight. In connotation, this picture can be broken down more into a successful soldier known as John Cunningham searching for enemy planes. The fonts that are chosen sensationalize the war topic, and the yellow box stresses the necessity of eating carrots. In the next propaganda poster for carrots, we see a mom and her daughter making their way through the dark, or what was known as the blackout. Denotation tells us that this is a mom walking her daughter through the night with a basket of carrots past a fancy car. At the bottom it is read that the carrots can help anyone see through the blackout. Connotation tells us that this mom and daughter can make their way through the darkness because of the basket of carrots. Also, with a nice vehicle in the background and the nice clothes of the mom and daughter, we can see that this advertisement was probably aimed at wealthier patrons of Britain. This leads us to myth. Though Britain wanted to convince us that eating carrots really would help you see in the dark, this was a plan to attract cheaper alternatives to the sugar that was being rationed, and ultimately a cover-up of their military weapons, specifically the airborne interception radar that helped the British detect enemy planes in the night. Although we know that there is no type of food to allow us to see in the dark, the use of pervasive propaganda strategized to convince the British citizens otherwise. And it worked. Don't mistake the power of propaganda and its clever use of semiotics.